Has Riku still been the dude from Seventh Heaven this whole time, or have they changed voice actors?
Oh no, so Riku, Sora, and Kairi have not changed yet, which is hilarious.
That is not true.
Oh, Kairi did change?
Kairi did change for 3. Yeah, they did not They did not get Hayden Panettiere. I know because I could tell the difference.
No, of course you could. The fact that they're still getting fucking what's his dick to be Sora is the dumbest shit to me.
Isn't that like Jesse McCartney?
Yes, Jesse McCartney. Thank you.
No, they had Jesse McCartney was Roxas.
Jesse McCartney was Roxas.
Haley Joel Osment.
Yes, Haley Joel Osment is Sora. Yeah. Well done, Craig.
Homeboy needs things sometimes. Okay. I read.
You guys, we're back. Sorry for the 40 seconds of Kingdom Hearts talk. At least you missed the 10 minutes of Kingdom Hearts talk before I hit the go live button.
You didn't tell us we went live. I'm sorry.
That's the best part.
I feel like that was the right time to go to hit it.
I didn't know that the boy was here.
Yeah, Morgan is here. He will be joining us briefly after the setup. So, speaking of the setup, last time around, I don't know why I just did that. I've had a weird day. You guys settled in to observe Trev using one of his long, not used abilities as a blood hunter, which is the blood channel, the ability to contact and communicate with other members of his order or those who've been blooded in by the same source. Through that wonderful connection, Trev learned a couple of things. One, that there is a very strong individual that is a member of the order very close by, probably in break, probably Phaedra's brother. Who knows? That currently, the reason he was using this, I should say, is to get in contact with Corrin Dawnhammer, the Black Dragonborn fallen paladin who works for the locked away queen, because she had asked Trev to find her. Trev did so, finding her location as the Lost City of Glass, which Trev now knows the way to get to. And where it is currently located, which is definitely not in this dimension, but he knows the way there. So if you guys can get clever, you could probably figure out how to get there. You also discovered that there is a new member of the Order, one that Trev has never interacted with before, who seems to be to the north somewhere, and perhaps also in a different dimension, but it's hard to tell. Trev was able to get out of the blood channel without being taken over by the queen, although it came close. It wasn't. Trev killed it, like the DC killed it, but it was a high DC either way. And you guys settled in to figure out what to do next. You decided to go and take care of Break, realizing that Break had not yet been a part of whatever plans the Order is trying to come up with. You decided to go there, stop whatever's happening there, save the city, and hopefully put a small dent in their plans. You all boarded the Tony Hawk and began to fly towards Break. You traveled for about a day and a half, thanks to your two absolutely fantastic pilots. Like, round of applause for Aramil and Trev for just being like really professional airship pilots.
Don't be those people who clap at the end of a flight.
Sai was seasick.
Phaedra kept turning. Phaedra fell all over the place. She had no balance.
Yes. And arrived in the airspace of Break, I should say, far faster than anyone would have expected you guys to be able to do. But about a half a mile away from the city, you noticed something on the horizon, a lumbering mass of flesh that seems to be pulling itself along the ground. Upon getting a little bit closer, you guys are about 800 feet in the air above this thing. You realize that it is a 5-headed Hydra that seems to be pulling itself along the ground towards the city. So, everybody, because I assume you're going to want to do something about this, roll initiative.
Nah, we'll leave it.
Nah, we're just going to go.
Yeah, we're busy doing kickflips up here.
Oh, as a reminder,
we are doing everything we can.
As a reminder, I did cast Hallow on the airship.
Yep.
And I specifically chose energy protection, so creatures in the area of the airship have resistance to, I believe we did lightning.
Yes, lightning was the one that was chosen.
Additionally, celestials, elementals that can't enter the area unless you choose, I can exclude. And then Find an extra area. And you won't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by a creature. And if you are, and then enter the space, then those go away.
Mm-hmm.
So just as a heads up.
It's quite powerful. So, 25 to 20.
21.
21 for Trev. 19 to 15.
17.
19.
19 for Sai. Well
Finally
done.
got a high initiative.
Proud of you guys. Marlman rolled a 16. So,
Yeah.
that's where he is going as well. 14 to 10.
11.
All right.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
maybe the worst initiative I've ever seen out of you.
Yeah, I rolled a 6. I have +5 to my initiative.
Yeah.
I rolled
Jesus
Sometimes it
Christ.
just happens that way.
And Armel, where you bringing up?
4.
4. All right.
You're doing
one.
Roll the 1.
You rolled
All right.
a 1.
So I have the initiative order here. Technically, because you guys are still 800 feet above this thing, floated, kind of flying around above it, we can operate outside of initiative order. It's just the moment it becomes aware of you, we will begin initiative. What you see is this gargantuan mass of flippers and flesh that seem to just be dragging itself along an icy path that 2 of its heads are constantly pointed at the ground, blowing this stream of icy breath along the ground and pulling itself along it to speed along. It's not the fastest creature in the world, but on these ice slicks that it is making for itself, it is moving. It will arrive at break, and it seems to be heading directly for the city. It is a creature, of course, so you can't tell intent right now, but it is definitely heading that direction. You have about a good half a mile to go before it hits the city. What would you like to do?
How big is this thing compared to like one of us?
gargantuan. Pretty big.
It is gargantuan.
How big is it compared to the dragon?
It is just slightly bigger than the dragon.
Okay.
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
There we go. That's a good frame.
These questions are important. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that
It is a big boy.
And we're 800 feet above it, roughly?
Give or take.
Okay. Well,
You're at cruising altitude. Of course, a ship in this world does not need to go to 16,000 feet to cruise along. There are no tall buildings for it to hit, so you don't have to go that high.
true.
Can we
Well-
pass it? Like,
Can you what?
can we like pass it? Is it moving
Yeah.
faster than we can? Like,
Yes, you can. You've comfortably approached it and caught up to it, so you could comfortably speed ahead of it as well.
yeah, like we gotta land this thing safely because that's a prerequisite to doing just about anything else. But
I
we
will
also have to.
I was going to say I could drive it real close to Trev, and you could just dive bomb him with your sword.
Maybe
I can fly off of here and start slowing it down if you want to park this thing and join me.
Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything in the battle fast, but
Okay,
Yeah.
hang on. Like, yeah, we only need one of us to fly this thing. So if you want to park this thing and then join the fight, that's
is
totally.
there a way that we can get everyone off the ship if we're close? Like, do we have enough, dimensions or whatever?
There is a world. This thing is large enough that you could, if it rolled really shitty on a perception check that I haven't made yet, that you could fly this thing close enough that 5 of you or 6 of you could jump off onto its back if you wanted to. Sure.
I mean, I don't think we necessarily have to do that. I just mean like everyone under their own power can get off the ship in some way safely to fight this thing. I'll go park the ship and then come in,
That seems good to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
just to be safe, when we get closer, because I think it's got a limited range, I want to cast True Sight to make sure there's nothing else hiding.
Okay.
Because I have the tattoo, so I
Yep,
wanted
you can do it out of your tattoo. Okay, spell True Sight. Range. No, I just clicked on the wrong thing. This thing does not want to give me the range. Why do you hate me?
I think it's 120.
Yeah, I think you are correct.
Okay, damn. All right, well, let me get a little closer. That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean,
going
right now we're not close enough to it to do anything remotely.
Yeah, I just want to make sure there's nothing invisible, like leading it along or anything else.
Okay.
Well, by the time we're close enough for that to be possible, it will be trying to kill us, probably.
Fair.
Yeah. So I'm going to make a quick perception roll with disadvantage because you're above it while you guys figure out what you want to do.
Yeah.
One of those was a natural 20.
All right.
So
I mean-
glad he had disadvantage.
Whew.
It does not react to your presence currently.
So either we can all fly in front of it and park the boat, and then turn around and start to fight it when it comes to us, or like I can drop you guys off and then go park the boat and meet up. Like I'm not worried about that, you know?
I know this is going to sound really, really weird coming from me,
Uh-oh.
but how about we try to talk to it first?
Is
I
it
like
an
that
intelligent creature?
Oh.
I wouldn't know that.
Who wants to make a nature check? Actually, this is an Arcana check, not a nature check.
I mean,
I mean,
I'll
try it.
roll it as well.
Who knows? Maybe I read about it.
So
Do you
either
want her
both
to
of
do
you
it?
roll it, or either both of you roll it, or one of you roll with advantage. Choose one.
My Arcana is plus 12. Oh wow, I forgot.
Yeah,
Heather.
We'll put our heads together. You roll.
Okay, there you go.
I forgot. I never do Arcana checks. Oh,
So-
thank God I had advantage.
Oh boy.
Because I rolled
Heather,
like
I'm with you. I got a plus 12 also. It's great.
Oh good. Okay. 22.
22. You know that it is intelligent. You know that it speaks a language. You know it is not a beast. You know that it is technically an elemental.
Okay. I will relay all.
So that means that we
Do I know what language it would speak? Like what speak Draconic? Because I speak Draconic.
You
but-
don't know what language it speaks.
So someone who has tongue.
You could make an educated guess because you've interacted with elementals in the past
Oh,
that it probably speaks the language of the elemental realm it comes from.
primordial. Oh no, like Aquan or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
What? This thing's shooting
okay.
ice. Does it come from the elemental plane of water?
Yes.
So
Okay. Oh
With
no,
that
is that why
knowledge-
because the fucking things happen?
I'm sorry, listen, things have been so busy over here that I have completely forgotten what was going on, and now I'm like, right.
It's that little like wave of the
I'm like, Heather, it speaks water. Or, I'm
yeah,
sorry,
but I'm
I'm
wondering
sorry.
if that's the reason it's here. Is because the plane shifted. Maybe it popped through a plane because of the.
You have no way to know right now.
Possibility.
Mm.
Yeah, we would
So-
know. If we try and talk to it, we can
Oh,
yeah.
wait! If it's from another plane, does anyone have banishment?
Does anyone have banishment?
Does anyone have banishment?
Let's park the
That
ship
one's on the
right
ready
over there.
all the time.
I'm
Okay,
trying to.
so-
I don't remember.
So I'm gonna say while you
Also-
guys
also
discuss this
question.
banishment plan, you
I
guys
would like
fly.
to use a. I would actually like kind of like I assume perception would do this, or maybe I can just tell. Like gargantuan is a size category that's extraordinarily open-ended.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
How big is this thing?
This thing is comfortable. So here's the thing.
Compare him to a Godzilla.
I need to know, because
And-
larger can
imagine-
pull a lot of weight.
I know. Imagine a Lapras
Uh-huh.
with 5 heads.
That's not that big.
That's not that big.
Hang on. Now multiply that by about 20.
That
It
doesn't
is,
help me.
it is comfortably 200 feet tall, and that is with its heads bowed. With its heads up, each head being about 50 feet long, it can reach about 250 feet in the air.
So it's like
20 is short selling it by about a factor of 10 for your Lapras analogy.
so it's like the Dragonite from the Lighthouse episode, the big one.
It's like Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's a fucking kaiju.
We fly close to its head and have Marleman shout some water at it.
I would really rather not risk this.
Yeah.
We just got this shit, man. Can we please not endanger it
him.
immediately?
I'm with him.
Let's
You
keep
don't
the
think
ship
we
away
can
from
fly
it.
away?
I don't want to
Um,
risk it. We probably could, but there's like 5 or something heads to be careful.
Think of all the sick kickflips and grinds we could do on those heads.
That's true.
Jesus Christ. Question for the DM, because I'm not sure how
Yes.
this works. If I were to say summon a water elemental,
Uh-huh.
I can communicate with it. Does that mean I could act as a translator?
You can't talk to it.
Wait,
You can
wait.
command it, but you can't talk to it.
Okay, so it's a non-verbal thing.
Correct.
Okay.
Can I be a water elemental and talk to it?
So I was wondering if you were gonna say that, and I've been meaning to literally Google this since I developed this encounter. I have to check something. The answer might be yes, but I'm not sure.
I
No.
thought it was you
The
just
answer
took
is
on the
surprising.
physical components, not the mental. I thought you kept your own mental.
That is correct.
Because normally when I'm water elemental, I come out as blubs and stuff, you know. So
I mean, I do that for flavor, so like it would make sense. Retains mental ability scores.
D&D, a lot of reading.
Yeah.
I have like small animals, but
yeah.
that's like
I'm
I
still
can
here.
talk
It's
to
neither
them.
small nor an animal.
Yeah, I can talk.
Honestly,
to them,
like
but-
you could flip a coin for it if you want. Like out of it's up to you.
Hang on.
Either an elemental or
Kind
a
of important,
monstrosity.
I think.
Depends on who you ask.
I also have Thief's Cant. Do you think that he could understand Secret Thief?
Probably not.
I don't think he can, unless he can do cool hand signals with his heads. That'd be pretty rad.
He's just a water monk. He might be a
Ah.
pirate. You don't know.
So
Uh-oh.
That's not a good
this is actually even weirder.
Great. You'll love to
When
see it.
you elemental form, and this is I actually really like this ruling from Wizards for once. So when you're in that form, you can understand them, but you can only communicate the same way you would as a beast. So much like you can't talk in your languages when you're in beast form, you also can't talk when
So-
you're in elemental form.
So you
But
won't be
you
able to.
could understand Aquin. You just wouldn't be able to speak it.
Right.
This
And I
Mark-
couldn't
Well, I mean, you can roar if you're a bear.
Right, but like the roar is not a word. It is like that's why it's like
Well,
blubs.
to a bear, it might be.
Sure, but like it's why it's like blubs and glubs
Yeah.
when you're in there. That's not Aquin. It's just blubs and glubs.
Gary, does Marleman speak Aquan?
I like that.
No, he does not.
All right,
I mean, I can understand them.
That's a start.
that's great.
I don't know if he would understand.
Doesn't
us,
Marleman
though.
have tongues or something?
I believe he
Yeah, the least
may.
one.
He does, and I normally do, but I do not have it. prepared.
Outside Craig for that one. That was bad.
Hold on.
Too easy.
I
Softball.
have
I'm bigger than that.
I have a lot of things, but one of the things I don't have is tongues.
Yeah, I don't have it prepared either.
I basically got rid of most of. I have a couple of things,
I do have
but
banishment though. I checked.
I have banishment. I have suggestion. I have
A gentle suggestion that it go away.
Hey, stop.
Theoretically, I could do that. I could.
Right.
Yeah, no, I know.
The-
I got that too.
Hey, whoa,
Shit, I can put the
hey.
thing into a mental prison if I really
This
want.
is well.
Let's call that
I
plan
don't-
C.
Yeah.
Now we're sure that this is an elemental.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make
My
sure
22
what it
hour
is a little
comic
bit.
check lets us know this.
It is an elemental the same way a Leviathan would be an elemental. It's not that it is like a whirling mass of energy. It's just an elemental because it only exists on those planes.
Yeah.
All right, so I have no idea what to do because my friends don't like that I fly next to its face, and I can't really talk to it.
I can offer nothing but killing it. So
Yeah. I mean, it's a big
I'm-
giant monster thing
I
trying
can't
to
even
attack
really
the city.
contribute to other people's ideas. I can literally just wait until this goes bad and then help try to kill it.
I mean,
That's the thing. We don't know if it is.
well, if we get in its way and it notices us,
And if it tries to kill us,
well,
that's the only way we can tell. If it tries to kill us, then we kill it back.
fair.
If not, it might just be a friendly sea monster of some kind.
Well, that's
Friendly.
honestly
Sea
hang on,
monster.
that's what I'm going for. I'm going
I
for the
get-
fact that it's just lost away from home and not
Yes,
like
yeah, it might be confused and irritated and like aggressive and acting out because it's not in its home anymore. Sure.
Can we fly Marleman close enough to banish it?
What's the range on banishment? I don't know.
One.
I
It's
mean,
one.
the answer is yes. It is just things may happen as such.
Right.
Banishment is.
Can we like fly to the back of it, and that way
It's 60 feet.
give it some amount of time to attack us? Hopefully.
I mean, so here's the thing. I believe with banishment, it is 60 feet. It doesn't have to hear it. It can just be done to the creature. So sure, you could fly to the ass end of that thing, and
It has to make a save, but yes.
well, yeah, but like that's.
Yeah.
It's more if it was like a suggestion thing or like a charmed thing, you'd have to fly to one of the heads. In this case, a little bit less.
Yeah, and both Marleman and I have it prepared, so
Yeah, but yes, you could technically fly close to its ass, cast banishment. It works.
good try.
Morgan did text in to say he will be right back, but he is down for that plan.
Sure.
I think that's a good idea. Send Nessie back.
Okay. Who is going to be actually flying the ship?
Trev?
I mean,
You're the only other one who did
Nope.
well.
nah,
Just to be
Aramil
clear.
as well.
Yeah.
Besides Aramil.
I think it'll,
It's just either one of you. Choose one.
I think
But-
it'll be me because Trev has a sword and can.
Okay.
You're
protect
not
us.
gonna understand if it talks.
Ryan. So Ryan, roll a stealth check for the ship. So roll a
Hang on a
d20 and add 5.
Before we go too far, I
Yeah,
think
hang
that Emily just made an important point.
Truth.
Because if this thing does notice us and say anything in that language, if he's flying, he's not able to be a water elemental and understand.
Right.
Very true.
So that let's probably I think we should probably reconsider that one. I guess.
Yeah.
Also, are we going to engage this thing in communication before we try to cast a hostile spell on it?
I mean, we just have no way to communicate because no one speaks the
We
language.
have nobody. Yeah, we cannot
So
speak its language. We can only understand it.
I do have a way to get a translator. I don't know if you're gonna like it.
Oh no.
I can call a sea hag here. It is technically bound to my will while it's here,
Mhm.
and as long as I don't lose concentration of it, we should
Only
be
sleeps.
okay. I'm good at maintaining concentration on things. It does speak Aquan.
Damn it! I only can summon celestials.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with making another friend.
Does it understand common?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Oh,
Yes.
it most certainly does.
I'm here for that.
We're going down the diplomacy route, then absolutely. Like we might as well.
We have
Yeah.
You like disappear after a while.
I mean,
Huh?
if it goes south and we have to kill the sea hag and the Hydra, is that doable?
I mean, sea hags are
She
pretty,
bound.
they're pretty
to,
hardy.
Is she compelled to listen to you?
I believe the wording on Conjure is that they have to follow your commands. Is that right, Gary? Let me get a DM roll.
So it will remain for up to an hour. The fey creature is friendly to you and your companions for the duration. It obeys any verbal commands that you issue to it, no action required by you, as long as they don't violate its alignment.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, it's killing something, maybe, but
I mean, that's the thing. Like, depending on what its alignment is, I don't know if this decision or this discussion is necessarily alignment relevant.
It is. Sea Hag is a chaotic evil creature.
Oh no!
Chaotic.
So basically, if this thing is here to cause trouble, then that will exclusively make matters worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the bet you're making.
Yeah. I mean, unless anybody else knows a Fae who can speak Aquan or
Sorry, I
has
don't.
tongues, which I've kind of
or
tapped out what I know.
alternatively, there are 2 different banishments casts. So
Yes.
Yeah, right. We can just banish.
you're both out of here. Whatever.
Yeah.
You could theoretically. Marlon raises his hand and says, "You could theoretically
Oh.
drown me, and I could ask a friend."
Oh my god.
Hang on.
This is so much more complicated than I expected.
This
I'll
is
punish this
what
fool.
did you expect?
Another question. If someone's in a water elemental form and
Mhm.
someone casts message or something like that to them, can they respond in common?
Yes, they could. Because they have
That's it.
because they have the mental facilities to do so.
That's it.
We're setting up a telephone communication system between me and Aramil.
Oh my god.
What did you roll on that Arcana check again, Phaedra?
22.
It was like 22. Okay, you know it is an intelligent creature. You know it is not a profoundly intelligent creature.
It ain't that right.
Yep.
I mean, it's bright enough to speak, and that's something.
Yes, you can. It is bright enough to speak a language.
Yeah, it's not
So-
like a beast in the sense
and
of
that's-
like it's intelligent.
That's not just it understands Aquan; it can communicate in Aquan.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
And that must sound weird coming from a Hydra.
All right, so we banish it. If we don't think that it's gonna talk and it doesn't matter, then RML shouldn't bother with the water elemental thing. If we're just gonna banish it without really trying to talk to it.
Yeah, because banishing it'll just send it to its home plane. So
Right. I don't think there's a good way to talk to it. Our most humane route is our most fucking
the
Hydra
less death route.
loving route is to send this bitch home.
And hope, yes, cruelty free. Okay, so then I will repeat then. Armel, are you flying the plane?
Yes, then, because we're not going to talk.
Roll a stealth check +5.
Okay.
Far.
18.
So you rolled a 13?
Yeah.
Well done, buddy. Okay. You guys begin to descend and begin to approach the back of the Hydra. Through the course of this, like, you guys have probably made it about a quarter of a mile, so it's still got a distance to go. Again, not the fastest creature in the world. And as you slowly start to descend towards the back of this thing, you can begin to hear the, like, shrieking and snarling and screaming that are coming from these heads. Or at the very least, the 3 that have not been designated to ice breath duty at the ground to make it, continue moving at speed. You get probably about 200 feet to the back of it before you see it. One of its heads, and the 3 heads that aren't doing the ice breath are mostly just like kind of writhing along each other and like occasionally screaming at each other's faces. It seems like a very stupid creature that's just sort of grumpy and rageful and maybe panicked, but it's hard to tell. And you can tell that one of its heads catches something. It might see you, it might not. But it doesn't do anything about it. It just continues to like thrash. Like there's a brief like moment of hesitation before it just continues to thrash and do what it's doing. You're able to get to the 60 feet to the back of it. and kind of bring the Tony Hawk as close to it as possible. Armel like tilts the side of the ship just a little bit. Sai, you feel like you need to upchuck, but are able to kind of hold things together. Which one of you would like to cast banishment first?
Well, it's a 60-foot range, so.
Right. I said you guys are able to get within that 60 foot without getting spotted.
I can otherworldly form Mercy Wing if I can handle myself. Marlin?
Like you guys are just within 60 feet. You don't have to do that.
Okay. Right. It's not a touch spell.
No.
Sorry. I was thinking, for some reason.
I'll handle this. I'll handle this.
Oh,
All right.
Oh,
You go
always.
first.
Famous last words.
And my dogs are barking at me.
Hi,
Right.
Puppas.
There's no one here.
Hi.
That's why they wanted to.
They know you're lying.
Bandit or Tony?
All right. What save does it have to make?
Charisma.
Charisma.
Yeah.
Tony.
Well, shit.
Come here, dog.
All right.
Hi, puppies. Hello.
Oh, that's better than expected. -2. That's a 17.
Go over there.
What?
It's against Parliament's spell save DC that I don't know what it is.
It
What's
might
your-
be
what,
better.
what did you roll? I'm sorry. Say it again.
That is a 17.
At this point.
Didn't
you juice it up?
Fat fucking chance. 22.
Cut.
Yay!
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Does it have to beat my spell? I'm sorry. Does it have? It has to beat my spell attack.
Spell save DC.
22.
All right. So suddenly you guys, this thrashing and screaming just suddenly, boop, as this gigantic, complicated Hydra fight that I have had suddenly vanishes into thin air.
And I yell.
Wait, you have
Go
to
back from whence thee came.
So wait, you have to concentrate for a minute, otherwise it pops back into existence.
Correct.
So
That's
just
fine. I've never had a problem not
Nobody-
concentrating in spells. It's the one thing I can do.
I'm waving my hands behind Marlon. No,
Uh,
wow.
you wait.
Oh wow, that was actually a 22.
No, you don't have to make a concentration check. Nothing's happening.
No, that's
I know.
only
I just
for
wanted to-
Trev
Yeah.
is not. He still has his hand on his weapon. He's not fucking ready for any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wait. 30 seconds pass. 45 seconds
There's some food
pass.
steam over here.
When suddenly you feel Marleman, the spell fading, and there's a brief moment of, and then pop, it does not reappear. It is gone.
Hooray!
Hey.
1 minute and 9 seconds later, it's still there.
Yeah.
It took us 30 minutes to come up with that and 30 seconds for it to.
Sounds like we
The
short-circuited a hell of a
downside
fight.
on that plan, if it had gone wrong,
Was really high. Like, really high.
I would have been very sad if we had lost, all of our lives and our airship.
Yeah, no,
Not
I'm pretty mad.
necessarily in that
What
order.
happened.
Well,
How-
let me close that Google Doc. Let me close that.
Sorry, Gary.
No, it's fine.
Can we see like the trail of ice it was leaving, like where?
Yeah. Oh,
How far back
Snowboard
was
on
it? When, like I'm wondering
It-
where. It came from.
At this point, because you guys have been pacing it for a bit, it goes back at least the quarter of a mile that you have traveled along with it, and then it into the horizon from there. It had already made some distance by the time you got there. Probably the amount of distance that a Hydra would be able to make across land in a day and a half.
That's a word problem that I'm
Okay.
not ready for.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it would take you some time to follow the entire line to see.
Okay. No, I just wanted to see. All right.
Yeah.
A Hydra departed an unknown location, headed in this direction.
Just had to make that joke.
Yeah.
Hooray! We.
Where
Um,
did it come from?
I will also say, just for like funsies' sakes, you guys were approaching from like this-y direction and going this way, and it was basically marking the same path, but with a slightly more northern tilt. It seems to have maybe not been going directly for Break, but instead have been going for the big ass lake.
Breaking the leg.
Wasn't that where the dragon originally came out of?
That is correct.
Is there just like a World of Warcraft maelstrom in the middle of this fucking place?
You've never been. You have no idea.
Yeah, maybe there is. So wait a minute. South-ish of Break would theoretically be the direction that this ice trail is coming from?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
interesting.
you guys kind of met it in a T shape almost.
All right. Got perpendicular on that.
That's
Yep.
weird.
Yes, it is.
All right, well, we'll sort that out. I mean, we could go look and see where it came from, or we can keep going.
We
Yeah,
set
you
out
guys-
here with a plan.
You guys are only about a quarter of a mile or so away from Break at this point. Like,
There you go.
Yeah, let's focus on that first.
Yeah. Do you tell the leadership of Break that there was a Hydra coming?
Damn it.
Can they have seen like the giant ice pile that it left behind? I assume.
you have
Or
no
theoretically,
way of
they're-
knowing at this time.
Wait, how far away are we?
About a
Or
quarter of
three-
a mile.
I feel like they would have seen some of it, right?
Their lookouts, if given its
Yeah.
size, probably might have seen this thing and then
Yeah.
seen it disappear.
It's
So
a
let's
fucking kaiju, I'd hope
see
so.
what's up. What's up?
There's a good chance of that.
We'll
Yeah.
see what
Well,
they
good.
saw.
That's our story for coming back so fast.
Yeah.
That's beyond me. Cover.
Yeah.
You
And
can't see
that
me.
could be our way of getting in and being like, hey, there was a Hydra. We stopped it. You're welcome. Also, we're going to stab you.
Ignore the part where its ice trail is coming from a different direction, then we win it.
They
So-
have to go first.
So, you guys are now a quarter of a mile outside the city. You can see some action up on the outer wall. There's probably something out. There's probably action happening in the city. But from here, now without a Hydra in the way, Break has not particularly changed in the 2-ish weeks that you've been gone. But there is definitely more fire. There are definitely more fires happening inside the city. You can see, plumes of black and gray smoke coming up throughout the city. Not in a like the city is on fire kind of way, just in a there is action happening in the city sort of way. What would you like to do?
What kind of action?
Is like forges?
Could be forges, could be.
So it's not like a house is on fire. It's just that people
I think I specifically said not in a the city is on fire kind of way, just in a there is action in the city kind of way.
Like inhabited, maybe.
okay.
Okay. I think I
Didn't
see what you're
send like a bunch of food and stuff also? It's been a while, so
You took a bunch of food. You got a bunch of food from Jerselheim via the teleportation circle and brought it along with you.
with our okay, I thought we left some in the city, but I never.
I have no idea how you would have done that, let's say. That would have been a very big, complicated circumstance of...
Fair enough. It's just been a while.
And we very specifically told Drisselheim to stay away.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can tell that is strange about the activity, or it just seems like it's the city running?
It's strange just in the... how do I best phrase this? It's strange in the way that it is happening. When you last left Jerselheim, it was a relatively quiet and dead city. There were a lot of the citizens had been conscripted into various armies and sent to go fight various wars. So there just wasn't a lot of people inside the walls. Now, at the very least, it seems that there are definitely things happening.
Sorry, is this usual? You lived here.
I'm going to guess no, but DM, is this usual?
I mean, this is significantly more usual that from the city you left. Like this is it now looks more like the break that it was when you left. So yes, but you know what I mean? Like
Unusual and that it is back to usual in a way.
yes.
This is not how we
Yeah.
left it, but this is... Yeah.
Yes.
And we were gone
that's
for
going to be
how long?
interesting.
How long have we
Less than
been
a week.
gone? Less than a week. Okay.
No, you've been gone for just under 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because you marched for 4 days, give or take. You fought for a day, and then you stayed for a couple days, and then you flew for a day and a half.
Gotcha.
So, how do we want to play this? Do we want to like bust in guns blazing, or do we want to like try and go act like nothing happened and spring a trap on this guy?
I'm pretty sure.
I feel like the last couple of sessions we've had this
Yeah.
exact conversation.
I'm pretty sure subterfuge to get them alone, or as alone as possible.
So yeah, the past couple sessions, it was you
Yeah.
guys had said,
Yeah.
hey, we want to head here, and now, but you hadn't really come up with a. You had said basically you want to hit the city. I have my notes for what you said. You wanted to hit the city, get to the longhouse as quickly as possible. Whatever that meant was you guys were going to come up with it on the fly, I assume, and try and leave as few bodies as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure how we do that now that it looks like the city is kind of popping off versus like it being dead.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like if things are doing or like normal life has resumed to a degree, perhaps the take is to go try and get a meeting with the Jarl to update on the situation in Hasper and bring up that and try and get some information about the situation down south, because it seems like this hound is no longer singularly focused on multiple war efforts. It appears to be living a life. So maybe that's a conversation that we can have to set up this meeting, and then we can take it from there.
Yeah. You mean like take it when you say take it from there?
Take it from there, I mean I'm going to stab him and kill him.
Right. So I just want the rest of us to be ready. I'm assuming that it's going to be you and Sai that go to meet again, like we did last time.
I mean, theoretically, at this point, like we all served in that battle. We all did. Well, like you guys are, for lack of a better way to put it, like members of that fighting force anyway that the rest of us are. I can't imagine that we would be forced to separate.
All right, let's try and all go
that
that.
we can stick together. I would like to hope so.
I think
I would rather have you guys around.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's like park the ship somewhere safe. Sai, you know where we could park a Tony Hawk?
Yeah, is there any airship garage? Any helipads?
Yeah. There is the airship garage directly on top of the place we need to go with direct access to his secret hideout. So,
thank God.
I actually don't think they've ever seen one of these, and I'm worried they might try to shoot us down. So maybe outside the city and walking in might be our best bet, honestly. Because I don't think anywhere within the boundaries is going to be able to fit the ship.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Marleman, what's your illusion capabilities vis-a-vis hiding an airship in plain sight?
I might have some.
Oh boy.
You got some magical folks that might be good at illusory stuff. Maybe even Nyx.
I mean, I have like minor illusion. I think I don't think that will do anything.
I can do it to a creature, but I can't.
I didn't know
do
if
it
anybody
to
knew,
an
or
item.
what is it, major illusion?
I do not. I do not know many.
Yeah, I have minor illusion.
Yeah, right.
Trip, but
So you make a lot of lights on it.
Great, which we'll do someday, I'm sure. But for now,
I can make somebody on the.
all right.
the
Let's
ship
just sort of
invisible.
park this thing, I guess, in the woods and hope that nobody notices.
Yeah,
I'm sure that'll go well.
and we'll
Yeah.
walk in.
I mean, there's only so much we can do with it. Like,
Sure.
Is it, like,
put like the club on it or whatever. Like,
yeah.
I assume
Can I
we want.
quickly try and like hide it? If we like park it somewhere in the woods, can I quickly try and do some woodsman stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
There would have to be woods.
All
There's
right.
no woods. Right.
Well, I guess we're just landing the fucking thing.
Can you drop me on the ground and I'll try and hug the ground and make some woods?
Oh my god. I feel like that's more conspicuous than the airship.
At this
Suddenly,
point, I think their lookouts, if they had lookouts that are looking in our direction, they're more freaking out about the 250-foot tall Hydra that just appeared and then disappeared. So I think we're probably gonna just be able to land this thing somewhere nearby, nearish, and walk in, like whatever.
Yeah, let's try that.
If there are lookouts that we're gonna be freaking out, that ship's already sailed.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you land it, and begin to kind of make your way towards Break. You are towards the like northeasterly side of the city a little bit. Sai, you do know the gate that would have to be entered into the city. On your approach, it takes you not too long to get there.
Far from the airship.
Yeah.
Are we, in any of our examinations of the airship, did we identify if it has any kind of like magical LoJack or anything like that? I don't know if any rando would know how to fly it, but even if they tried to figure it out, like, any anti-theft measures?
I legend lord it, but that wouldn't necessarily tell us.
What about our rogue? Could our rogue trap it?
Your rogue could certainly trap it.
I can trap it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Would
Shane
this thing fit in my demiplane?
Can I take the wheel off and put it in
No.
the bag of holding?
No and no.
Fuck.
I like where your head is at. No.
Straps on it.
I can try. I've just never done that before.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
Can I actually just quickly hug the ground because there's no forest and there should be?
Sure.
Trev takes out like the parchment and writes, "Do not steal, please." Nails it to the side.
We can do some community gardening later, Faramil. We'll do some restoration.
The ground, Aramil, is cold. It is dead. It is unresponsive to your love.
Oh.
It is.
You can learn to love again, ground.
You get nothing from that bad boy.
Cool.
Yeah. This ground has been blighted in a very specific way. So it's
similar to the way that the ground around Lathander was blighted.
No, that was blighted in the hey, there are demons and necromancy literally zapping the energy out of the soil. This ground has been blighted as in years and years of over farming, undernourishment, poor farming methods have just completely sapped it of resources, and now it's winter.
So now it's not a magical blight. It's just
it's a very weak soil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what'd you roll on your sleight of hand next?
27.
27. You do a fantastic job of trapping this thing to the point that you actually kick everybody off the boat first. Just in case.
Aw.
Okay.
It is well trapped to the point that you should. Next time you get here, you should make sure to go on the boat first.
Yeah, this is part of why I was a little reluctant for this, but that's fine.
Somehow Sal will get in here.
Can I
Yep.
Can I consider non-lethal traps?
Sure, there are a lot of complex and well-hidden non-lethal traps.
Oh, good.
Wouldn't that?
We'll only be maimed. Hooray.
You're gonna drop some
I mean,
paint
it's
cans
just
on
like
someone.
I just want them contained. And then,
Ship Home Alone to this.
Oh, if anybody enters this boat with a poor perception roll, they will be contained.
I don't want to kill anyone.
The DM's
I don't wanna
promise.
Kill my friends, because I tracked it too good.
DM's
Oh, wait a
promise,
minute.
it is non-lethal.
Okay.
I could have changed the spell inside to make it if anyone goes in, then there's a couple of things that could have happened.
I thought Hallow was unchangeable. Once it's locked on, it's locked on.
I can recast the spell.
I mean,
But-
sure, if you wanted to, but that's also going to make your other one fade.
True. Alright, whatever.
My God, I should not have brought this
Nick's
up.
handled it. Nick's handled it. It's fine.
Yep. Nyx took care of the problem, and perhaps will take care of other problems. So, you guys begin approaching break from the way the side directs. Even from this distance as you go, it is definitely bustling the city now. There are many more people inside the city. There are many more. There's a lot of activity. Something has changed for sure. To the point that when you actually reach the gates, the guards, the two guards that are there, recognize you guys. A, B, are jaws almost on the floor, dumbstruck. As you approach, they say, one of them says, Did you guys make the Hydra disappear?
No,
Yeah,
it was
dude.
the other group of adventurers.
Why, yes.
And then did you guys make a boat fly?
What? Oh,
Also, yes.
don't
Well,
fly.
no. When the Hydra disappeared, there was a boat behind it that then slowly sank to the ground and is like a quarter of the mile that way.
I
Yes,
get
it's a
real
spell
close to
called
his face and be
levitate.
like, Guardsman, have you been using drugs?
Oh my
This is a-
No, do not
that is
Fucking
gaslight
narc.
That is a very nice boat. Please do not let anybody steal it.
I don't give a shit.
And Nick gets really close to his face, as close as she can get. Like,
Yeah.
want to go on that boat.
I didn't want to go on the boat to begin with. I was just asking if the boat was yours. I
Can
didn't
you,
want to go.
can you discourage others from going on the boat?
Yeah.
It's very
Okay, we'll
gotta-
make sure that nobody goes on your boat.
Thank you.
That's fine.
So yeah, the Hydra situation seems like it could have been pretty scary, but looks like everything's going to be okay. Do you know if the Jarl is in?
Yes. It's a feast day, and the other one goes, "Yeah, it's a feast day."
Would we be able to get an? I mean, I imagine.
Feast day?
But would we be able to get an audience?
I
We have a report
don't
from
bel-
Jasper.
You have a heart. I don't believe you'll be able to get an audience today because they're out and about. But you could probably find them in the center of the town.
Is today a holiday?
Perfect.
No. It's the
Is that why it's a feast day?
no. It was announced last week that the stores would be opened and that today would be a feast day of some kind. Everyone from the surrounding small villages was invited. Some of the fishermen from the north have come in. It's to be honest with you, I haven't
And
seen break this happy in weeks.
Trev
Yup,
nods.
months,
How-
years.
He just walks away from this
Great.
conversation.
Yeah. We need to go.
Thank you.
Ba-doop.
Dude, a not gaslighting policy, please.
The city,
No, absolutely not.
the citizens of Break appreciate you. And then they're left
Thank
at the
you.
gate.
All
So
right.
yes, as you enter the city, what you immediately see inside. This is incredibly like apparent to you as someone who was here in the
Yeah.
city back when it was bustling. The people here do not belong here. There are a lot of,
They're happy. No.
but they're very happy. There are a lot of tents and carts that are sent up that people seem to be sleeping out of. Some of the abandoned buildings or disused buildings have been transitioned to hotels or like inns that seem to have popped up. Everyone just seems to be cheery and smiling. There's a lot of ale being kind of passed around, a lot of songs being sung throughout the city. It's a very lively winter, but lively atmosphere. It also would appear that the word that there was a very large, very angry Hydra coming at the city was not disseminated from the gates backwards.
Great.
Because
You mean the people don't know?
I don't know. Yeah.
they don't seem to know
Yeah.
that they came perilously close to danger.
Good.
Imagine.
That's for the best.
You guys make your way through the city. The streets are, they're not like crowded. They're just like more crowded than they were the last time you were here. The city is probably at like, let's say 25% capacity compared to like 8% the last time you were here. You are actually very close to Sai's old house if you want to stop in before you continue on with what you're doing.
Who's that?
Sai's.
Really?
You're in the same district that Sai's place was.
You like the words slurred together, and I thought you said
Yeah.
size.
Ah.
But I
That is,
see you said size old.
yes, Sai's old place.
Okay. I mean, if he needs to or something, or he just wants to. Oh, he's not here, or he just wants to like show us his house. I don't know. No, he's
I mean,
not.
you guys have been there
I think-
before. Like you've been there a couple times.
Yeah.
I
So
think it's just
I
a
mean,
form of.
it's
a
more
form
like,
of-
do we have anything we need to prepare, or
Yeah.
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 I mean,
Like
I
we're
do
all
want to discuss one thing real quick. I guess that's probably better in private.
Okay. You guys are able to. It really takes you like 0 time to get there. So you guys saw you unlock the door and step in.
Cool. Is it as I left it?
Yeah, exactly the same as you left it. Nothing has been changed. Granted, there wasn't a ton in there to begin with, but yeah.
Listen.
So I just wanted to touch base, I guess, real quick. So can we kind of write that Hydra was probably to murder all the people?
yeah.
There's a good
Right.
chance of that, right?
There's no way that's not the case, right?
Yeah.
I
So,
mean-
but does that mean that they have, like, that plan got foiled then?
Mm-hmm.
So either they're going to have to find another way to kill all the people, or obviously we stopped them before that either way. But what I was thinking was, is there a way we could, like, evacuate people?
I don't think so. Probably.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
I
know
don't
if we.
think so.
Okay.
I don't know if we have the time.
I think that our best bet in that case is to try to get our target away from these people and then do the deed. I think
Okay.
trying to evacuate these people will make it very clear what the game is, and probably cause them to spring whatever plan B is immediately,
Yeah.
and also just make life a lot harder probably for these people. So I think that, and also just be really hard to do.
Yeah, I was just not expecting all of these people to actually be here.
I think we separate our quarry from these people as best we can, and then get the job done.
If not, I prepared dispel magic to remove the illusion if we need to. Like, I don't want.
That don't really matter or help, but
Well,
yes,
I don't want innocent people thinking that we're killing them, like their Jarl.
I would like to. I'm really curious as to what you think the difference in their reaction would be between that and them finding out an average person finding out their Jarl is a different person who wants to kill them all. But yeah, okay.
I'm just saying.
Like, I think those two things would have the exact same reaction
Well,
from
I
a crowd
think-
of innocent people.
Well, her point, I think, was whether
Some
or
people
not
might
we
fight
were
back.
bad people.
Right, yeah.
I think that's irrelevant when we're just worried about them not being in a giant panic. I think a giant panic in this crowd of people would be caused either way.
Well, like,
Yeah.
are the guards and stuff gonna try and fight us about it? I don't know.
That's why
So
I think
many.
location to get the thing make the thing happen. That's all our only choice.
I will say you've passed some guards in the street, and they are very much in celebration mode as well. A lot of them are in their cups. Many of them are not taking their jobs particularly seriously right now. A lot of them are participating, let's say, in some of the festivities. You see some arm wrestling contests. You see some javelin throwing, things like that.
So I should have asked this before, but are feast days common in Break, or is this something?
No.
I asked
Okay.
that before, and they
Oh, you
said
did? Okay.
no. It was very obviously, hey, come party and be all in this one location.
Yeah, all right.
Uh-huh.
Let's go find this guy, and then
Okay.
we can come back and party.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Take the person away from the party, get the thing, and then we'll hang out. We'll be all right.
So you guys continue on. You continue along.
Detecting magic just passively, generally, because I have a feeling that my target is going to be radiating it.
Okay. What's the range on your detect magic?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say this is actually important.
I mean, I just like as we wander around,
The
like
colors coming from
I'll stick out in a crowd pretty well.
Using that like a radar.
Basically, yes. If I can do this at will, why not?
Fair.
Within 30 feet. So
Okay.
You can cast it as a cantrip.
I can cast it
He can
at
at will.
How high magic?
He can at will it.
Motherfucker.
It's a fantastic feat. Okay. This is about to get complicated. So
Oh boy.
you guys head out of Sai's place and begin to head towards the main thoroughfare. And Trev, you begin to just kind of subconsciously just
sort of
weed it. Yep,
So-
pinging it out. First dozen, maybe 2 dozen feet or so from the front door, nothing. You get like a little itch, but like nothing important. But for the first time, you pass one of the carts and tents that have been set up. And as you ping it out and it kind of like crests through it, just in the edge of that 30 feet range, something inside it just glows magic.
Oh no.
And then you stop, you think about it. You take another dozen or so steps forward to another one of those encampments, and now outside of this encampment are 2, they look like fishermen, enjoying a nice beverage, it would appear, and just sort of idly ping it, and they radiate magic as well.
Okay.
And a nudge Phaedra and say, because Phaedra's the one who can make True Sight happen, right?
That is correct.
It's like, I think that some of these folks are not what they seem.
Okay, I'll activate True Sight.
Okay. You activate True Sight and look around, and you do not see 2 human farmers or fishermen enjoying a nice beverage. You see 2 drow soldiers, fully armored and fully equipped, doing their best acting possible.
It's like the people in like the background of commercials, like
Yeah, basically. Like you can like immediately tell that like even the cups they are holding are glamored. You know, they are sober and
I'm kind of staying behind.
yeah.
Yeah, at this
So they-
point, like, if we can keep a low enough profile, we could probably make a lap or 2 and just try to get a sense of what we're dealing with. If it's just with this combination of things.
Yeah.
It lasts for an hour, just as a heads up.
Yeah. Through this, just, you know, you guys kind of stop your way towards the main thoroughfare and instead just kind of do a loop of where you've already been, just sort of looking throughout and pinging. All of the people, all of the out-of-towners are soldiers. However, all of the guards are regular ass break citizens.
All right, I'm gonna situate myself in the middle of everybody in our like, group, and I will quietly say this to them, and to not stare. I'm the only one who can really see them as they are, but Trev can like detect them. But like, yeah, any of the people not from break, they are drow.
So,
Okay. So, I don't know if I can quietly ask this. Never mind.
Okay, that's fine.
This is a problem.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
Yes.
mm,
Because
I don't
listen,
know.
even fighting them would work to the enemy's advantage.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really necessarily change the plan of just trying to
Yeah.
divide.
I agree.
Does it?
No, I agree, but it definitely puts us on a tighter schedule.
Yeah.
Especially if that's, if we can't do this as quiet as we would like. And that sets off a chain reaction.
Yeah, we gotta just.
Also shows just how far they're willing to go, doesn't it?
We gotta just stick to the plan, though. We gotta just try and get this guy on his own.
There's.
Okay.
Can I,
They're willing to.
I will look around and see if there are any drow that are alone. Like, if,
I mean, certainly, like there are, a few of the fake, the incoming fishermen are like sitting on their own, they're like pretending to carve something, or like, doing their best acting of "we are out of towners here for a feast." Like, this is full fucking midsummer of people just moving through the motions.
No,
That's not quite what I mean, too. I mean, we gotta cut the snake off by the head or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
true.
And it would appear that, looking around, like, not just, you don't just see guards that are regular break citizens, like, you see, like, regular citizens also, like, mixed in and mingled in there, but you very quickly realize that even they are being outnumbered by the war presence here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just not much we could do about this without them getting their end goal. We gotta go fight the big guy. That's the only way of ending their end goal, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Precisely.
Okay.
Okay. You guys continue towards the direction where the guard had mentioned that they might be. He had just sort of vaguely alluded to they. And you turn onto the main thoroughfare of Break, the kind of big, the only cobblestone street in the city, the one that leads up to the Longhouse. And immediately upon coming through, you can see these crowds, these kind of interspersed crowds of maybe 5 or 6 people. Phaedra, you're easily able to see them as not what they seem. And they're all like cheering and like looking towards the Longhouse. And you see standing there, I'll describe what the rest of you see, and then I'll describe what Phaedra sees first. What you guys see is the female Jarl and a older human individual that you don't recognize, with curly red hair and a long and a actually like relatively well kept red beard as well. Both dressed in whites and kind of like radiantly glowing towards the Longhouse. You guys can naturally assume this is probably the male Jarl, the one that you have not met and the one who has not been seen in a long time. Phaedra, what you see almost takes the breath out of you. The male Jarl, immediately you just sort of like glide off. You can see through the glamour immediately. It is just another soldier that is probably just pretending to like, kick things up. And standing next to him is slightly more scarred, older, but with the same kind of familial shape to the face. Very similar horns to yourself. The coloration's the same. You saw him very briefly, almost a year ago now, but seeing him maybe only 200 feet away, as much as you don't want to admit it, it rings too true for it to not be. You can even see on the ears a small scar that Drossel had picked up when you guys were kids. He had attempted to cut his own hair and had accidentally nicked himself with a razor blade. And you can see the small bit out of the ear that is left there. Either that is your brother standing up there, or that is the best facsimile you have ever seen.
I feel like up until now, Phaedra has just been hoping it wasn't him and it was just somebody using his face. But I feel like True Sight kind of doesn't let me make that excuse anymore.
Yeah.
I'll just say it's a guard and it's just another drow. And then I will not say anything else. And okay. I'm doing my best to have a very neutral expression on my face. And it's quite difficult.
So these two individuals are looking down the road, in your guys' direction, but like not at you. And there are enough, kind of pockets and crowds of people that you're not immediately seen, nor do you really stand out as like a large group that suddenly just sort of appeared. But Trev, your soldier senses definitely tell you if you don't move, you'll probably be seen pretty quickly. So what would you guys like to do?
I mean,
Do I see any hidden doors?
No.
Okay.
I'll just
It
follow.
lets me see hidden doors. I thought, why not?
That's a good question. Like, I mean, do you see like in a house, like not too far away, like a door that is like cut into the side of it that's like a kid door, but not like there's no like grand hidden doors on the main street.
I'll leave. I'm kind of like, Trev, how did you guys get in here last time?
We were invited, basically.
Okay.
We just got an
Literally
audience.
the front door.
Yeah. We had an audience as we were a military presence. We still are a military
Yeah,
presence.
it's just
We should just be able to do
Talk
the
to
same.
yeah, nothing has changed, right? Like that they know.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, like Trevin's size lead.
Okay. With Trev and Sai leading, you guys step out of the crowd and begin walking up the main road directly towards these two individuals. You get probably within about 100 feet or so before they fully recognize you. Or
Stop when noticed, basically.
Yeah. And they certainly notice and kind of the male shouts down actually at you. My partner tells me you are the brave adventurers that we have to thank for the glorious joy that has come across our city.
We have returned from our campaign to Hasper, and we would like to report in about the results of said campaign.
Most certainly. Come, and he sort of gestures behind him. Join us in the Longhouse. We'd be more than willing to listen to your report as to the campaign and how it goes. And he sort of turns on his heel and walks, and Drossel sort of nods at you all and follows him. And there was a fleet of 8 actual guards, like break guards, that were in front of them, just sort of not like separating, but separating in that way that like Secret Service-y guards do. And they kind of step to the side and let all of you past, and you guys follow the steps up to the Longhouse. You cross through the big gates that you guys had come through before and enter in. They have enough of a head start on you that they're towards the back of the chamber by the time you hit the front door. And Aramil, you pick this up immediately. As you guys pass through the main gates and walk towards the Longhouse itself and begin to pass into that, you can hear whispers among the guards. Something about an order coming through to close the gates. And you can hear the large gates that separate the Longhouse from the rest of the city begin to grind along the ground shut behind you. They're not shut yet, but they are being closed. As you all enter the Longhouse, Fader with True Sight, you can immediately see the things that Nick saw before, which are the hidden alcoves along the ceiling that last time held guards and armed guards that were ready to spring out of said hidden alcoves to, sort of fight away. There are still some within the alcoves, but nowhere near as many as there were before. When Nick saw them, there were at least 24 of them, 12 on each side. Now there are maybe 4 on each side.
And are they drow?
Does True Sight allow you to see through shadow? I assume so, but I'm just asking.
See things as they actually are. The creature has True Sight, so let's see what True Sight says. See in normal and magical darkness. See invisible creatures and objects.
That answers the question. They are certainly drow. They have been replaced, and
I'll just quiet.
Oh no. There are 8 of them.
Okay.
And they look very familiar. They look very similar to and similarly dressed to the drow that Trev and Sai had faced before, along with Corin. The only reason you know that is because you saw the 2 bodies. But they are dressed very similarly, with very similar looking weapons to the side.
I'll just very casually whisper 8 above us, as low as I possibly can, just to let the group know.
And as you enter in, the 2 Jarls hit their. I'm going to refer to them by the Jarls until the glamours are off. Just everyone is aware. The 2 Jarls hit their seats and kind of turn and sit. The male taking the left hand seat of the large chair that remains empty. The woman Jarl taking the right hand. And they sort of turn and look at you and gesture for you guys to follow in.
I follow.
Did they close the gate?
You can hear the main gate being closed. The doors to the longhouse are still open. No one has moved to close those either, but the gates are being shut.
There's not much we can do about that.
I guess.
So you guys head down. The longhouse, as previously mentioned, but it has been a while to describe it to you guys. It is a traditional Nordic longhouse. There are 2 long tables that kind of break up 3 aisles. The house itself is probably about 200 feet long, with the 3 chairs or thrones kind of set up to the side, 2 smaller ones, 1 larger one. There, Trev and Nyx and Phaedra and Sai, you guys can see the 2 hidden staircases that lead up to the 2nd floor of the longhouse that 2 of you have been up before. And those flank the thrones about 50 feet from the thrones themselves. The entire width of the building itself is probably only about 75 feet wide. It's mostly just long and a little shallow. So, you guys, how far down this chamber do you want to go?
Do I see anything ahead that would have been like somebody hiding under is there anything that I can detect with my true sight that's
Nope.
a thing to explode?
Nope. There are no traps, no hidden arcane glyphs. You do see the same glyphing along the ceiling that Nyx and Trev had actually spotted this as well last time you were here. There are a number of faintly glowing arcane glyphs that line the ceilings and the around the throne as well. Hard to tell what they do from this distance, but they are certainly still radiating some amount of arcane energy. Yeah.
I'd just be following Trev and Sai, just because I've been here before, and
I'll mention the glyphs as quietly as I can, because I don't know if Trev and the others had seen it or not. So,
Marleman, once they're pointed out to you, make an Arcana check real quick.
That's a 17.
Okay. Once they're pointed out to you, you kind of turn your magic eyes to them to try and see if you can figure out what they are. Yeah, they look very familiar, although you can't quite place them down. They're probably glyphs of warding that prevent scrying and looking inside the building. But you can't be 100% sure on that unless you're on them.
Okay.
So, you guys approach the front of the thrones, and the male Jarl kind of stands again, and he sat and then realized you guys were still walking, and then realized that probably wasn't the right thing to do, and kind of stood back up. I'm only pointing these things out to you guys because you already know it's an act. It probably wouldn't look that weird if you didn't know, but you guys know.
Yeah.
As it kind of turns to you all and says, Our gracious heroes, we have heard through our network that you have taken care of the dragon problem within Hasper, and for that you have our eternal thanks. Where is your militia station now?
They're assisting with the rebuilding effort in Hasper. Obviously, the dragon and its forces were not kind to the locals, so they're in need of some support. So once that has been accomplished, they can come back and they can go on and serve what they need to serve. But for now, that's where they're at. I will say you're looking well.
Thank you. My time away from the city has treated me very well. I feel heartier than I ever have.
Was that your time away from the city?
Yes, we kept the information on a need-to-know basis, but I was taken ill and needed to convalesce elsewhere. But I was able to regain my strength and return to the city just this past week. Hence, and they kind of gesture out to this glorious feast day to celebrate and for good fortune moving forward.
What was the condition that befell you?
Unfortunately, even the great mages I was staying with were unable to figure it out. It was some sort of hereditary blight.
Glad to see you, and I'm sure your people are very glad to see you back on your feet as break is hopefully about to begin. It's a period of mending, as it has been difficult times.
Yes. My wife or my partner, I should say, has filled me in a touch as to what you know and what you don't, or at least what you've been informed about and what has been discussed. I'm sure you're all aware of our conflict to the south currently.
Indeed. Has there been any movement in that regard?
No, although our next step from here, now that we have marshaled the low-lying lands as well, is to face that threat with a much stronger hand and a much stronger offensive. Plus, and he looks directly at you, Trev, with perhaps gracious allies coming to us in the future as well.
I see. So, would it be, on a similar regard, or in those notes, would it be possible for us to discuss some things in slightly less populous company, for lack of a better term? I believe that there are matters that need discussing, and I'm looking at the female Jarl at this point.
Okay. She kind of gives you a sly grin and says, well, of course, you and your second in command can join myself and my partner in the upper chambers. We'll leave the rest of your party or companions here, and they can rejoin you in time.
Remember what something does. 1 sec. All right.
Can I just, we're gonna step out of the RP for a second here, just say that's some fantastic fucking memory work, Craig, that you remembered that they asked you to not tell anyone else in your party. Well, goddamn done.
Doing my best. I would like to use my telepathy stuff real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I would like to send a couple of things to Phaedra real quick.
Sounds good.
Okay. Do you want to text them to me, or do you want to?
No, it's fine. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I assume you'll find a way to share this with people. I just want to get some of my own concerns out. I'm worried that there's going to be a bloodbath outside while we are in here. And there's really nothing we can do to prevent that, but what are we going to do? I actually, the problem is I don't know exactly what the plan is. We're going to have a very ugly fight here.
Yeah.
This is a two-way conversation, so if you have any ideas, you absolutely are.
I mean, but can we actually have this conversation?
He's talking to me.
Phaedra and Trev can.
Okay.
I picked her because she is an ideas person.
8 of both.
because she also knows the score about everything that's going on around here in a way that everybody else might not fully. So try to find a way to, once we create if you hear a commotion coming from upstairs, to join us as safely as possible, and then we can do what we have to do.
Okay.
There doesn't appear to be a limit on my telepathy use, by the way. Can I also send something or say something to Sai?
Yeah, 100%.
Cool.
What's up, bud?
We need to, like, do we want to how much do we want to let on about what we know?
Say that last part again.
How much do we want to let on about what we know?
Only enough to get us into the door.
To draw, so we already have gotten to a degree of privacy here.
Yeah.
We know
I mean,
that there's
as soon as that door closes, I say we just go in. No talking, no discussion. I think the most they can have their guard down is right through the door.
Yeah.
I'll take him, you take her, and then...
Seems reasonable.
Okay. While you're doing these, the Jarls have begun to like stand and kind of organize themselves and begin moving towards one of the staircases up. Do you guys follow?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll send one last note to Phaedra and say I'll give you a signal.
Okay. You guys walk up the stairs. Those of you downstairs can hear kind of the wood echo from their footsteps heading up through the floor. And then the eerie silence that is left. For the two of you on the stairs, you hit the top, and for the first time you can see now that they have moved immediately away from the stairs and past the... so there are the three rooms that you saw. There was the large main doors that you didn't go through, and the two smaller chambers. The one on the left is the one that you'd gone in previously, the map room. They are moving directly for the big doors, which are open, and they are just striding through them.
Can we see anything about what's beyond them before we get in there?
Yes, you can. You see a large wooden table that is circular, that takes up a good chunk of the room. You can see a maybe 100 feet behind that, a very large 4-posters bed that is unmade. It has not been remade for the Jarl's evening to come. You can see some kind of light food and drink kind of scattered throughout the room. You can see some couches and some seats as well, kind of some nice luxurious stuff. But the thing that dominates the most of your attention is the thing that is in the center of the table. It is this large stone icon of Arathis, the forge god, the god of strength, that is kind of set into the center of the table and seems to be looking down over everything. You can see the eyes are actually made of rubies to even like give this even more kind of like a terrifying look. The symbol of Arathis, by the way, is an eyed hammer. So it's two eyes kind of embedded into the center of a hammer that are just sort of like looking out, all knowing. And seems to watch over what must be the war table, what must be where the commanders and the generals sit to make true kingdom-based proclamations. Both Jarls have split up. They're walking around this table. The table itself is probably about 20 feet diameter, so very large table.
How close behind them were we as we walked through?
Maybe 25, 30 feet.
Quick question before we go too far, because I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Is the male Jarl who he seems to be?
No, he Phaedra was able to identify him as just a draft soldier.
All right, okay.
Yeah, I let you know that.
I forgot the difference between the two of like which we saw and which they saw or whatever. It was like, is this actually a dude or what? All right.
No.
Oh, hang on. So you said Drow soldier, but you also said he was dressed like the two that were with Corin. So does that make them some of the elite ones?
Incorrect. So this dude that is glamored as the male Jarl, Phaedra was able to identify. They just kind of look like a relatively generic drow soldier. If Trev had been able to see him, he'd be able to say a little bit more, but Phaedra doesn't really know. The 8 that were lining the roof downstairs were dressed in similar to Corin's people.
Good to know. Because I know what those are.
Yes, you do. So they kind of turn and look at you as you enter. The male Jarl goes to take a seat. That's maybe 20 feet from the front door. Kind of they take like opposing seats at like I don't know enough about how lines go through circles to know what that's called, but it's like the vertice line.
Yeah.
To each other.
So
and sort of gesture. Huh?
I'll close the door behind us.
Okay. They don't even like blink. They kind of assume you do so.
Yeah.
You do not. It seems to just be you guys.
Is there like a map on the table or something?
Not currently. There's besides the icon of Arathos, there is really nothing in the table. Trevor, you still pinging your detect magic?
Well, when I come in here, absolutely, because I'm walking into a trap.
Okay,
but whatever.
That icon is an illusion, for damn sure. It is not actually there at this point, and there's just nothing there. It is literally just an illusion. Also, nope. The other thing is slightly too far away from you. It's not within your 30 feet. That's all. So yeah, those of you downstairs, we're gonna snap back to you just real quick. What are you doing in the awkward silence of this now empty long hall?
There's like
whittling my thumbs and trying not to fuck
Well, I
up.
thought that there was the soldiers that are hiding, but I don't think we kind of.
Yeah, but we don't know about them.
Yeah, I mean
I
think I know for sure. I don't know if it was communicated to RML.
Well,
I was in the center and I communicated. I was whispering very quietly to everyone. At this point, I'm letting them know if there's any movement above us. So I'm kind of like, I'm making it look like I'm stretching or like I'm just trying to casually look up, not like make it obvious.
I mean, I'd probably be looking around. I feel like it would be more if I was like just standing completely still. But
I want to be dude broing with Marleman about the party that's going on outside and be like, it's going to be so cool when we get out there. Just being like,
thank you, RML.
What a rager!
You're
distracting so that we can like hook it up when we need to.
Okay. As you kind of like do that like chit chatty stuff and whatnot, Phaedra looking around and make a performance check just to be sure that you.
Okay, yeah, why not?
all of us, or
Me.
No, the one who's pretending.
Take a bardic
16?
inspiration die.
16. Okay. You.
Do you want to die? Do you want a bard die?
If you want.
DIE, not like
Yeah,
I
I know
die,
what
like
you
a roll
meant.
dice. Would you like a bardic die?
I don't know if it's good or not. I won't know. I think it's 16. I think it's too late, so it's fine.
It's not too late if you say it right now.
Yeah, like I said it before you were.
Yeah.
When he was like, "Do a performance," I'm like, "Would you like one?"
Sure.
Then you have it.
Okay, you have a die of bardic inspiration.
I whistle a little ditty.
Okay.
What do we
Boss
roll
waiting.
for this?
That is a D6.
It's a D6 currently.
All right. Hang on a second. Oh, okay, that's a 5. So 21.
Hot damn! So you just went from being like fairly sure that you look pretty casual to like really sure that you look casual.
Yeah.
As like parts of Marleman's charisma like feed into you, and you're like,
Weird.
oh, this is what it's like to be charismatic. All right,
Yeah, I never.
Oh my god, one of us can feel that for once. This sure as shit ain't me.
It's never me, so this is a first.
You have natural charisma, Marleman. You don't have word charisma, is the way I would put it.
My charisma is not great.
It's not. So you look around, and you can tell that the people that are hidden up there are definitely watching you guys, and they're watching you closely. But they're not like, they don't think there's danger quite yet. They've definitely been told to like keep you guys under watch, but they're not jumping.
What is the distance to where the door is that was being closed?
Behind you, like 270 feet.
Okay.
Because there's about a 70-foot distance in between the gate and the front door of the longhouse. So.
Okay.
And you're at the far end of the longhouse from
right
that gate.
Okay. Thank you.
It is a long house.
Good then.
Just one.
So, the two of you upstairs. Do you guys settle into seats? Do you jump? What do you do? They are gesturing at chairs at the table for you guys to join.
How close together are they sitting near
They're probably 15 feet apart or so.
Thumbs up, thumbs down? For what? Okay. So I will be like just kind of start talking, but also be looking around, like, and be saying, like, do you have a map and markers that we can use? This will be easier to explain things.
Most certainly. And the female Jarl rises and walks over to one of the like dressers or like large kind of chests on the wall and begins to rummage through for a map.
And I'll like go over and be like, I mean, we could use, as I'm getting closer, I'm just saying we could use markers for the forces we were with, the Drow.
Yes, most certainly. And she points at the other side of the chamber and says, in that chest over there are our war markers, the things we use on the map. You can grab them from that chest there. Barely even paying you attention, just like trying to find like the right map inside here.
And like while I'm doing that, like kind of turn back to Gervais and still walking towards her and be like, how many do you think we need? Like,
I would see, just grab a handful. There's enough different forces in play. And, I mean, how is it just like room wise? So, like, if he's heading towards that chest of whatever, if I'm gonna head around the table towards the male Jarl,
okay.
Is that like opposite? Is that like would I be like going around the table in a way that side, not my back is?
So, I'm gonna use this to represent like the table. This works fine. So you guys, they were sitting here and here basically, and then she went this way. You guys were here and here. Sai is walking this way. She gestured to go get something from over here. Where are you going, Trev?
Yeah, that away, basically. I thought Sai was going to the chest to get the stuff.
Oh, Sai, did you like stop walking away from her and start walking towards the chest?
No, I was continuing walking towards her.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay,
yeah, that's what I thought.
So I'll head towards the other thing, and then send a single word with a question mark telepathically to Sai real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, as I'm heading over towards that chest, I would like to draw my weapon and swing at the female Jarl.
All right.
And then send a telekinetic message through the 120 feet away to each of my friends saying, "It's happening."
All right. Yep.
The sending, the telepathic sending, does not get through the floor. Because of the glyphs.
The way you described it said that the glyphs protected the building from outside, not that. Okay, cool. So that's a problem, but whatever.
But you most certainly have a surprise round, so roll the hit, both of you. All right, whatever you're doing. So,
I assume we'll hear the commotion.
I have
Yes,
to.
there will certainly be commotion.
Yo,
I assume
oh yeah.
it's a signal.
I forget if this is a spell save or if it's an attack.
We'll just go with you first, Trev.
32 and 25 to hit.
Those most certainly hit.
Cool. I don't think I need to tell you what weapon I'm not using right now.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Alright, cool.
I'm well aware of what you drew.
Neato. Math is hard sometimes.
Well, golly.
That first attack would be 31 slashing damage and 14 radiant damage.
Hot fucking damn.
Yeah, buddy.
And the second one will be 28 slashing damage and 11 radiant damage.
Hot fucking damn. It is still standing, but does not look good, especially because immediately as you hit it, the glamour fades. And it don't look great. Okay. And Sai, what are you doing?
Casting Finger of Death right into Drossel's back.
Fuck damn. All right.
It's the single hardest hit I got. Constitution
Yeah, might as
saving
well.
throw.
Constitution saving throw. I believe it still does damage, even if it hits. So go
Oh,
ahead
yeah,
and,
it's only
and
half,
roll
but-
that. Roll that bad boy. All right, that's not where I wanted. Fuck. Where are you? Where is this? Where is this thing? Nope. There it is. Con save. Okay. We're gonna use the fancy die. That's cocked. It's worse. That's a 17.
Spell save DC 18.
Goddamn. Takes full damage.
Drossel takes 66 necrotic damage.
Oh, man.
I am built for one thing. And I'm really good at it.
Almighty.
This was the plan.
All right, and same idea. As soon as it hits, that illusion fades, and they both turn and look at you. Well, the captain doesn't really turn, or the what was the male Jarl doesn't really turn to look at you. He more just looks at the giant slash wounds that are now in his chest. Drossel kind of looks at you both and kind of coughs out some blighted dust from his lungs as he looks at you both and goes, "Well, I see we've been had, so let's have a little bit more fun, shall we? And I need everyone to go to sleep, because we will pick this up right here next time."
I've been waiting for this for so long.
Oh, I'm so happy with how that worked out.
I would like to take the opportunity to formally apologize to every party member for my irresponsibility in setting this up, but this is all we have.
You're good, Doug. You're fine.
I mean, I had
Hey, for once, Marleman didn't set things off early.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't even think we were going to get to this week.
That's fair.
I thought this was like a week to maybe even 2 away.
They just went full
Nope.
murder, right?
I mean, like, we could have talked, got some more exposition, some things, but
I don't even mean that. I thought you guys would be fighting a Hydra tonight.
yeah, that's also fair.
Yeah, there's that.
We sent it back home.
Yes, you put a Hydra back to bed, and you were very nice about it.
Fucking A, we did the right thing without bloodshed this time.
You did.
Well,
I know Nick's
Well.
very happy.
immediately as hard not that as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Strong
well,
pivot.
you went
All
through
right.
it.
Treble is unconvincible that it is not the right thing.
Dude, hard saying. Hard saying.
I'm normally a fairly jovial and jokey person. Next time is gonna be rough.
It's gonna be really awkward when I murder your brother in front of you.
No, yeah.
Or I never wanted anything more.
Phaedra's having some conflict of interest, to say the least.
It's we're gonna find out. No?
I assume Nyx is like definitely the one person who could probably pick on the shaking.
Yeah.
Right. The other thing that that's built into that signaling or whatever is something. I forget. Like player forgets what they're called, but Trev would say something like, "Look out for the whatever the crazy charged up blades are or whatever."
Oh, look out for the death blades.
Yes.
That's
and then
that's
just
a good idea.
swing hard on this one guy, trying to obliterate him immediately.
Yeah. All right, so we'll pick this up. Oh boy, we're gonna pick this up next time. Oh boy.